Jeff, let's talk for a minute about motorcycle accident claims. What are some of the first things that come to your mind when I mention motorcycle accidents?
Usually the injuries are pretty bad because a car's hit a motorcycle and it's thrown somebody off.
Yeah, there's no seat belts on motorcycles, and usually we don't see any fender benders, and so sometimes, most of the time, the injuries are pretty bad. What else comes to mind?
Typically, we're looking for extra coverages. Most people don't know that you can actually use your automobile policies to stack on top of your motorcycle policy, and even people that live with you that have policies, we can stack a lot of those together.
So because these injuries are bad a lot of times, then where we find coverage in order to compensate people for these damages becomes important, and we have to do some pretty exhaustive search and use our investigative team to find additional sources of coverage.
Exactly.
What else comes to mind?
Well, we're usually trying to look and see if there's a larger defendant we can go after. Was it a commercial truck that hit somebody? Was it somebody that was drunk? These are ways that we can go after and get extra damages for these claims.
What about evidence? What are some of the things that we need to do to try to preserve evidence in a case immediately after an accident? But, the question I have is, should people call us immediately or should they wait and see?
We want them to call us immediately because the evidence will disappear. Pieces of the motorcycle on the ground that show where the point of impact was. Skid marks. Photographs of the motorcycle itself. A lot of times they're crushed and they'll get hauled off to a junkyard somewhere.
The vantage point, the view from a particular location, we want to get our experts in, our accident reconstructionists in, and our investigative team in as quickly as we can in order to be able to preserve that evidence and present it to the insurance company. What are some of the other things that are important in these kinds of cases?
Well, we want to build value in these cases. Large cases don't just happen. We have a series of experts, from economists to people that can evaluate future medical expenses that you might have. We have engineers that can do accident reconstructionists. All these type of experts, we want to get involved early.
And we have an entire podcast series devoted to building these types of cases, and so catastrophic comeback and $1 Million Case Maker are examples of those things, and so we would encourage people to check those out if they want more information. Why is a litigation team, and nobody wants to necessarily try their case, why is it important that we have a strong and intentionally built litigation team?
Well, most of our team, in fact, all of our team has done insurance defense at one point or been claims adjusters, and so they know how the insurance companies think, they know what they're going to do, and the insurance companies know us. And they will know if you're not going to file a lawsuit or try a case, they will not offer you nearly as much money as lawyers that they know will take a case to a jury.
So to me, it's like, when my kids were growing up, I wanted them to take self-defense classes, not because I wanted them to fight, because I wanted bullies to go find somebody else to fight and just leave my kids alone. And it's kind of the same thing in this context. The idea is, if we can go to trial and we do go to trial, we don't have to go to trial as much. Is that fair?
That's exactly right. The hope is that they don't want to try the case against us, so they will give us better settlement offers up front.
And has that been in your experience?
That's 100% been our experience.
Mine too. Let me talk for you a minute about, we see a lot of things on boards and websites and social media and stuff about different firms or whatever recovering this or this or this. In your experience, are all those firms recovering that money, or they're being awarded that money, or how does that work, and how does that compare to our record?
Yeah, they don't necessarily say recovered $1 million or recovered $5 million. They just say $1 million award or $5 million award. That's deceptive. That doesn't mean they actually collected any of that. They may have just won a verdict against somebody and never gotten a dime of it. All the numbers that are on our website are amounts that we actually collected in cases. 20 million, 5 million, 3 million, all these different numbers up there. We got those monies for our clients.
So a lot of times there's a difference between what was awarded and then what was actually recovered on behalf of your clients, right?
That's correct.
All right. Thank you, Jeff. Those are the important things that I think you need to consider when you're looking for a motorcycle accident lawyer.